Sharks. My name is Cole Fisher. This is Bobby Bodian, Erica Drosh, Dylan Ur, and Jack Skita. And together we are Khione Clothing. So back in November of 2013, a high school football player named Jordan Walker suffered a spinal injury during a game. He'd been carted off the field, and when he got to the hospital, he underwent several hours of surgery. And when he awoke, he was only able to mouth the words, "I love you," to his friends and family. So, as you can see in this before and after picture, he lost most of his muscle mass, and his mobility, and he looks almost like a different person.
Yeah, unfortunately, Jordan is not alone in his struggles. Of the 7.8 million student athletes nationwide, one will be admitted to the emergency room every 25 seconds for a sports-related injury. So, due to the competitive and fast-paced nature of sports, obviously you're not going to be able to leave the field without some kind of minor scrapes or bruises. But in order to prevent minor injuries from becoming majors, doctors and medical professionals recommend RICE, which stands for Rest, Ice, Compress, and Elevate. Our product helps focus on icing and compressing in order to prevent injuries from becoming major.
So this is where we came up with the idea of a compression clothing company with ice pockets on it to hold ice packs for you so you can ice easier and want to. This is a model of our shirt where we have pockets mostly on the back and shoulders. And these are our pants with pockets on the shins, knees, hips, and quads and hammies. And we chose these pockets based on customer interviews and on recommendations from high school athletic trainers. So soon after we started this, kind of creating this, we learned of a patent that was already out there. So luckily I was able to meet with the patent owner back in November with our mentor, and he did say that he would be willing to license this with us. So what this would entail is we would all be 5 equal partners with him, and it's valid until the end of the class unless we get funded and all wish to keep going. And he's offering this royalty-free for the first $500,000 in revenue, and then from $500,000 to $2 million, he's asking for 10% royalty, and after that, it's 7% royalty.
Okay, so now here are some of our main competitors that we found through research. One of our first competitor and one of our biggest competitors is 110 Play Harder. They are a very similar product line. They have compression and icing, and they have the pockets as well. But what makes us better is that we have, their product is extremely pricey. So as you can see, the pants are $250, while our pants are around like $40 to $50. So, and we also interviewed many high school athletes that would not be willing to pay this much of a price just for those kinds of pants. Our next biggest competitor is Hyperice. They are not a compression company, but they are a icing company that locates only to one single part of the body, as you can see in the picture. And they also have very many large sponsorships, such as Blake Griffin. But what makes us better as well is that this only targets one part of your body, while we can have multiple spots on the body, such as shoulders, chest, or whatever you want to do. And you can interchange it. You don't have to buy a separate product. And it also deals with the prices again. Our price is $45 for a single shirt, as their just shoulder is about $110. Next are some of the two biggest compression companies in the world, Nike and Under Armour. But we do have something that's slightly better than them, is that we are compression, but we are also icing, so you have both in one. And now here are, we have decided to sell this product to high school athletes. And we thought that high school athletes would be the best choice because they incur most injuries through their sports career, and there's a lot of them around this area, such as Barrington, Hoffman Estates, or Shonker.
Alright, so going into marketing, we will be focusing on opening up kiosks in athletic events such as football games, lacrosse games, soccer games. In this way, people can come walk up to us and we could have face-to-face interaction, and we could inform them on our company and our product.
So when you're looking at the actual geographics of our market, you're going to be looking at all the high school athletes within the United States itself, our total addressable market being about $733 million. However, that's a little too big for us to be able to handle. So you're looking at a much more serviceable addressable market, which is your high school athletes within the Chicagoland area, which is about $11 million. But even that, we're still not going to have full control over. So you're looking at a much smaller market share size of about $76,000, which is all your high school athletes within Barrington and Lake Barrington area. So let's talk prices itself. So for the shirt, to be able to make it, it's going to be $11, and for the pants, it's going to be $16.50, and that includes royalties and costs as well. And then we're going to be selling the shirt itself for $45 and the pants for $50, which we've kind of dictated those prices based on interviews as well as kind of like what everyone has felt is right, as well as our trainers. So to run the business itself, it's going to be costing us $11,900, which is going to be your SG&A costs. And that's largely going to be allocated towards your marketing as well as just normal business administrative costs, things like paper, ink, things like that. And then you can take a look at our 5-year revenue model, so you're going to be able to see kind of nice healthy profit as you move along. You start at $27,400 in year 1, and then as we grow all the way up to year 5, you're looking at almost $250,000.
So moving into our projected MVP timeline, this begins with Master Uniforms placing the order. As Jack said earlier, costs about $11 for the production of a shirt and $16.50 for the pants. So we hope to, as soon as possible, be able to place this order with them, and that moves into the second step. Towards the end of February and the beginning of March, we will plan to distribute this product to different school trainers. Throughout the past few weeks, we have contacted 9 and been in contact with 6 different high schools throughout our area. Not only have these athletic trainers provided us with invaluable information as to where to place pockets based on their professional opinions, but they have also agreed to allow us to distribute our shirts and pants to athletes who come into ICER Compress. And with spring sports starting up, we know that we'll get a lot of potential interviews with these athletes.
Alright, so towards the end of February, we'll be filming a video demo which will briefly explain our product, since it's kind of complicated, gotta inform the potential customers, and this will be to kind of demonstrate how our product works. This will be put on our landing page, which we will have the video play, and then after, customers or potential customers can fill out a survey which they can write feedback, and also enter their email, which we could get in contact with them after they visit our page. Also, we will be launching on social media on multiple platforms to really push our company name and our product out there and have it be identifiable.
Yeah, so throughout this whole process, as we're filming our demo, creating a landing page and social media, we will be periodically checking in with the athletic trainers, contacting different athletes, taking their recommendations, and changing our product on a needed basis. And then towards the end of April and beginning of March, we hope to, obviously our MVP is not going to be a finalized product, it's a proof of concept, so we hope to get the athletic responses or the athletes' responses and adjust our product accordingly, and we will hope to start selling pre-orders.
So the last kind of hidden piece of our MVP is going to be creating an LLC. This is just for ease of documentation with the licensing agreement, and we really decided to do this because we'd rather form an LLC now and be able to utilize this patent opportunity that we have, rather than waiting a few months and not be able to do this and miss out on a major opportunity.
So Cole, Erica, and Dylan have outlined quite the MVP so far. And what it's going to end up totally costing us is about $1,000 in total. That's going to be allocated for $450 for your pants, which is going to be made up of the 6 different schools. Each school is going to get 5 shirts and 5 pants. You're also going to have $300 for the shirts, and then for the LLC that Cole was talking about is going to cost you $250, getting you to your total of $1,000.
Alright, so we are Khione Pro, and looking forward to heal young athletes across the nation. Thank you.
Why doesn't the guy who's got the patent pursue the other company that's selling, ice uniforms for $299?
He actually was unaware of them, so after we met with him, we actually didn't even know about One Time Play Harder's similar product until, 3 weeks ago or so?
Yeah.
And I was able to contact him, and he's looking into that to see if it infringes on his patent or not.
How about the duration of the patent? Is it how long?
I'm not sure how long the patent lasts.
I mean, is it relatively new?
Yeah, he's
Yes,
a
it's
patent
very-
lawyer,
it's
so it's
17
pretty
years,
tense.
okay.
Yeah, he's a, relatively-
Why didn't the guy pursue his his patent?
he is actually, we started around the same time that he got his patent, so we really started the class at the perfect timing, right after he got the patent.
So he's actually
He is pursuing it.
making a
So he's
product.
focused on producing shorts, and we focus more on pants and upper body, so it's a bit different, but he's been very lenient and generous with us so far in allowing us to pursue our own product.
What specifically is being patented? Is it the icing component combined with compression?
Yes, it's the design of his name is Gerri Willis. He was actually a Barrington grad, and he still lives in the Chicagoland area. And he patented compression shorts and a compression shirt, which he's currently designing right now. But it's they have pockets on them to hold ice packs, same as us.
So this is exactly what, what you're talking about manufacturing and production is just garments with pockets.
Yes,
And people have to put in their own ice packs.
yes.
And are there renderings or designs thinking that through a little bit? I mean, is it got Velcro to hold them in, you know, how does it feel when you, those kind of things, so before you go right to production?
So his design is a little bit different. He has Velcro, like say if the pocket was right here, he would have Velcro here and here where you could wrap an ace bandage around. Our plan is to hopefully have the pocket inside, much like, you know, the pocket you'd have on your pants. And it's going to be inside, and since it's compression, the actual just compression of the clothing will hold the ice to you.
Have you tried sewing up something yourself with Velcro? I mean, it sounds like a simple thing to sew for somebody that knows a seamstress.
We have not. We contacted seamstresses, and I'm not sure if they just didn't fully understand our product, but they were telling us around
They had
$150.
extremely high price ranges, and we didn't have.
So in the MVP, you're going to be buying shirts and buying pants,
Yes.
and then you're going to be doing something, because you're not buying them with the functionality of being able to put ice in them, right?
Actually, yeah, we will be. So when we buy the actual pants and the shirts, they're going to have the functionality that we've kind of designed them for thus far. So that when we take it to the different schools, they'll be able to see, okay, this works, but you might want to change this. So it's a good way for them to be able to prove concept. as well
You're
as-
not manufacturing anything, you're buying the products already manufactured?
No, so we're actually manufacturing the product from scratch because buying, say, a $50 compression shirt from Nike is going to be far more expensive
Okay,
than.
so for your $750, you can buy, you said 5 shirts and 5 pants?
For 6 different schools, so it's 30 shirts.
So you can buy 30 garments that are custom made for $750?
It's actually, I'm sorry, it's 60 garments. It would be 30 shirts and 30 pants.
So 60 garments for a little over $10 a garment,
Yes.
and they'll come with the pockets already wherever you told them to place them.
Yes.
Are you sure on that price? And you have a who's the manufacturer you're working with on that?
Right
Yeah,
now,
so Master Uniform, that's who Mr. Willis has worked with before, and it's almost a nepotism thing because he has worked with them in the past, and they're willing to give us a good deal to try out a smaller inventory as opposed to mass production.
Okay, so that's cool. You can leverage that. In your MVP, you talk about when you're in your addressable market, you talk about just focusing on Barrington High School and Lake Barrington, I think you said.
Well, not just Barrington, but also like some of the surrounding schools nearby.
Okay, Hoffman, Schaumburg.
yes.
But yet your MVP, you're promoting this to have everyone go on the web and buy on the website, which geographically the web is a worldwide, deal. You can capture everybody.
And
Wouldn't you think that it might be better, since you only have 60 garments anyway, to literally do this the good old-fashioned way and go to the school and set up a booth or go to practice and do a demo and literally sell them like door-to-door salesman and then say, hey, we're going to give you a great price. It's only going to be $50 and $45. And the one thing we want in return from you is we want to talk to you every week and get your feedback. Or something like that, where you can, prove that you can sell them and prove that people like them. As opposed to trying to deal with all the risk of, can you get somebody to your website? Can they buy on the website? That's not exactly what you're after here.
How many, like in the pants or the upper, how many pockets are you planning to have on an upper garment?
On an upper, we have, I don't know the exact number of,
You can go to the.
yeah, we get to,
But you're gonna have elbows, shoulders, ribs, I mean, it's like.
yeah, we have the drawings, in the back.
But an athletic director told you where to put them.
Yeah, they did. Our customer
trainer.
interviews with trainers, they told us where they most were, and
So we started with customer interviews, and the majority had, I think shins and abs and shoulders. And then we went and talked to trainers as how best to place these, because they told us about a nerve we didn't know about in the thigh, and where best it is to place ice.
So that's your renderings. That's, every one of those will be a pocket.
yes,
Or an ice pack, is
yeah,
what
every
you're
one of
saying.
these like little squares, and then we have the different views, so.
On the inside of the garment, not on the outside.
Yes, and the only problem with that is the manufacturer is a little apprehensive about that, so we might have to go with the same plan, just on the outside of the, outside,
Just turn it inside out,
pretty much.
like for the program.
And this is recovery clothing, these are not fashion items.
Right.
Not really.
How coincidental is this, you guys, that you come up with this idea and you find out that it's patented, and the person that it's patented by happened to go to the same high school as you guys? Is there a,
It's,
was this idea really your own?
It's related to him.
It actually turns out with our sponsor, right?
Yeah.
The person that we
our
talked to,
mentor.
our mentor, he's happens to just be friends with a patent attorney, and that patent attorney knew that somebody in his office had started something similar to this. So
It's
that's how we got it.
significantly that coincidental.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a little strange.
It was awesome though.
Yeah.
we joked
It's
that our
unbelievable. Not that saying it. Don't believe
These,
you,
these
but-
orders, like undergarments, I mean, was somebody just gonna sit around and, you know, get therapy from it? Or was it like, you put it under your clothes and you walk around? And
So ideally, it increases mobility. That is one of our original UVPs, I believe. It's mostly for recovery after practice, but what we're hoping to see is with the pocket design, if you're able to wear it as general compression and then afterwards iced out.
No, but the question he's asking is, is it for, you wear it for an hour, ice, and you take it off and go back to the street, you know, your other clothes?
Right,
Or is this
right.
intended to be more,
No, it's 20 minutes on,
Yeah.
20 minutes
It's a
off.
20 minute-
So
it's-
you can freeze a burn.
Yeah, so the putting the ice in it itself would be the 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, but we are hoping that we're thinking that an athlete, since it's just a little bit more fabric really.
And it's also simple just to remove the ice packs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They'll leave it
you
on.
can wear it like during a football game and then afterwards put the ice in it and then take the ice out 20 minutes later.
So to answer your question, yeah, it's basically you can wear it. It's not supposed to be an undergarment. You can wear it wherever you want.
So this will be all in your video.
What's that
Yes.
image in the lower right-hand corner?
This one, yeah, this is the side view of it, so it's just showing
Oh, okay.
that this
Yeah.
shoulder pocket wraps with.
So, by the way, congratulations on finding out it's patented, getting a hold of the person that's patented, meeting with them and negotiating a deal. That's really impressive to chase that down. And whoever got somebody to give you these at $10, and
One
you're-
minute.
that's also a really good deal. I would make sure that you can go sell them.
yeah, I agree with that.
That's it.
Yeah,
It's just a
that
set,
was-
you already have them made, they're made, right? Someone's making them for you for $10.
Yeah, don't give
This
them away.
becomes, all of your energy is around selling,
Okay.
and not through your website. Eventually through your website, but you don't need to tie yourself down with all of that. And then maybe play around with heat and cold. Isn't there some theory where you want to rotate heat and cold too?
Depends
hot
on
and
the
cold.
injury.
Through our research, we weren't doing any of that, but the patent owner actually said, I believe his niece would put heat packs in to go on ski. So,
So that is something we could market eventually.
Yeah.
is-
So you might want to experiment with a little bit of use case, like that's a really good idea to go skiing with this, and that would be great.
Last pointer.
What's your MVP amount? Can you go back to this?
$1,000.
Yeah, why do you have to do an LLC at your
Right,
MVP?
right. You're trying to prove out this
Yeah, you
concept.
So for the LLC, we really decided we want to take advantage of this right now as a patent owner. We don't want to wait 2-3 months and have him walk on us and not be able to create this product at all.
Get the because if we front you the, what was it, 750, if you use the profits from selling that to fund your LLC.
Right.
You know, I mean, but it is.
30 seconds.
If the guy's gonna flake out on you before an LLC,
he's
then
not-
he's gonna flake out.
Exactly.
What you want to be as a licensee.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, we have the license agreement, we just need to.
Oh, so you have a signed license agreement?
Yeah.
We haven't signed it yet, we need to really have an
LLC
LLC
to be
to be able to sign it.
licensed.
Well, I would suggest you keep it under a letter of intent with the guy.
Okay.
I was just
You
gonna say
don't,
that.
get $750 from us. Go sell it, and if you sell it, you're gonna be able to pay us back easily. You should, right?
Yes.
So, I would take that approach. And tell the guy, hey, our LLC, as you can imagine, is going to take, we'll have that done in June. Level line his expectations that it won't be done until June. And if you get funded, that's when it will be done.
You are proof of concept stage, not launch.
Play the high school card.
Yeah.
Maybe she can get a